Will Titanfall kill Call of Duty? I should really take my glasses off because they're reflecting. Hey, thanks for watching this community/deep theological rambling show. If you want to get to the community segment, you can click this section, or this section to get to the end, and I will actually put the box there. I know I forgot last time, so thanks for reminding me. So the Titanfall beta has just launched and its release is imminent, and everyone around me is getting really excited about it. Actually, I'm excited about it too. I'm really looking forward to it, but it got me thinking about another first-person shooter which everyone is usually very excited about, and that's Call of Duty. And I was wondering, when Titanfall comes out, is Call of Duty going to survive, or is it just going to be, is it going to die? Is it going to be forgotten and people going to remember it in 5 years? And of course, initially I thought, no, like no way, Call of Duty is not going to die. It's become a sort of cultural cornerstone. It's accompanied by multi-million-pound launches. There are TV and film tie-ins, and now sort of gaming has almost, or at least it was a few years ago, become synonymous with Call of Duty. When people find out that I'm into games, they're always like, oh, do you play COD? And I say no. So Call of Duty really has become a part of our culture, and it's quite hard to imagine it just going because a new fancy game showed up. In addition to that, you've got this sort of rich game space that's been created over the past 5 years, and God knows how many games. Millions of people instinctively know Call of Duty. They've sort of been growing up with it since Call of Duty 4. They know how guns feel, they know how perks work, they know how to camp in maps, and they know how to 360 no-scope. So even though loads of people are saying Titanfall is a better game, and it's certainly a more advanced game mechanically, that doesn't mean people are just going to switch over. You know, loads of people still play Counter-Strike Source, even though Counter-Strike Go is sort of the Counter-Strike of the next gen. And first of all, I can't see Activision giving up on that player base, and secondly, I can't see that player base giving up on Call of Duty. They'll still buy it year after year to get that fix. But maybe that's not as true as you might imagine. I mean, the Call of Duty fanbase is a fickle bunch. They're mostly kids. I mean, these aren't sort of Star Wars or Star Trek fanboys we're talking about. They're really excited about it because it's the new, exciting thing. This isn't a sort of lifelong devotion to Call of Duty. And now that Titanfall's out, don't you think we're going to see a movement from Call of Duty to Titanfall? I mean, Titanfall has all the spectacle, all the military imagery, and it's got all the marketing dollars from Microsoft to make sure that the Xbox One is a Titanfall machine. I really wouldn't be surprised if the next Call of Duty sees a drop in sales because of Titanfall, or maybe just a lesser growth of sales. But maybe I'm being a little simplistic. I don't really think we have one player base that just moves from one first-person shooter to another. I mean, that kind of stuff hasn't really happened since Halo 2. We might see something more like the early to mid stages of the last gen, where you had Halo 3 and Gears of War. Some people played both, but mainly people were quite divided on those two games. And while they do look quite similar, they're going to play very differently and appeal to two very different people. Titanfall's actually very easy to get into, and it's all about getting a lot of kills and having a big spectacle, whereas Call of Duty has now become about micromanaging your perks, your attachments, and split-second reaction. And which camp do you fall into? Are you going to be a Call of Duty purist or a Titanfall player?
I prefer other games more than Modern Warfare 3! Shit.
Do you think Activision should be worried about Titanfall? Do you think we're going to see future versions of Call of Duty be more like Titanfall? You know, have robots, have bots? Or do you think Activision are going to keep it pure and stick to their guns? Please do let me know in the comments, as you could be featured in this video, much like Alison Hill, who says, I was of the opinion that King could and should use the trademark Candy and Saga to protect their IP. However, I had not known about Candy's swipe, which makes the situation a lot more complicated. And that was in reference to my last video about King trademarking the words Candy and the words Saga, and I agree. In fact, most of the content for that video was written before I knew about Candy Swipe, so I thought it was okay, but the fact that King looks like they did rip off another game makes this whole trademarking thing a little disingenuous. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more thoughts or more previews, we've just done one of Garden Warfare, then please do subscribe. We'll do them every week, and I'll do this every week. So see you again next Friday. Have a good week.